Welcome back to Lifestyle. You know, thank you all for all of the entries for the ProCraft Ugly Kitchen Contest. And listen, everybody can't win. I was at an ASID meeting the other night, and they were giving away a wine cooler. And I had put my card in, and I thought, oh, I could just check that off my list because Jackie would love that. You know, that could be one of his Christmas presents. So they pulled the first card, and I wasn't my name, and then they couldn't find the person. I said, you must be present to win, and then they pulled another one. It still wasn't me. But here's the good thing about ProCraft. Even if you didn't win, they can help you with your budget to create a dream kitchen or bath here in 2015. We're so glad to have Victor Zhu and Melinda Dupree back with us from ProCraft.
It's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, you guys are so much fun. When you come in, you're over there just chattering, and you're so excited about your product and what's happening. I mean, this has been a big launch for you with this cabinet makeover. But tell me a little bit about ProCraft and what each of you do. We'll start with you, Victor.
I think like the wonderful thing about ProCraft is we're a small business, but we really are kind of like a little family. Like Melinda here does. She does design. I do dealer sales. Even our warehouse guys, like, we're constantly in connection with each other. Like, Chevy drives trucks. Shane is one of our production managers, and also so is Doug. I mean, we just like a little team. So like whenever a product gets to the actual customer, it's a lot of work that everybody has to do to get there. So it's a lot of fun. It's like a little family. And
it's a great teamwork too, right? Because you have to communicate with each other, correct, and you have to work through what the client wants and the installation of that.
Yes.
Well, we want to talk about your product, and we know that you have been featured on the Nashville show.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of effort in trying to get those cabinets installed for the Nashville show. When it first came to town, we got in contact with them, and we were fortunate enough to go on the set and be able to just, it was a really easy install. It was great.
Now, are you actually in the behind the scenes? Are you some of the audience or something there, or the paparazzi, or did you happen to get on the show?
Actually, the weird part about that show is that when we were setting it up, it was just when they were starting to build up the sets in Nashville. So we were just like, we were forced to, I think a couple of our installers at the time, the non-disclosure agreements about where the set is and all this other stuff. But I mean, it was just fun. It was a lot of fun. You know, they had a blast because a lot of them took selfies on the set. They had a lot of fun.
And then posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Well, not only have you provided the cabinets for that set, but
right,
also you've created some beautiful homes. Take a look at some of these that have been created with the ProCraft cabinetry. This is very elegant, and I like, what is this, the black, is this your espresso?
This is our espresso shaker. It's our shaker espresso. It complements that kitchen perfectly. If you see right there, the island is in this kind of white granite to kind of off-center it. I think it's like a new trend these days where you have like different colored cabinets or granite for the islands. It's just a little, little touches to make it look a little nicer.
And that is very elegant. Now we're going to go from that to a shocker. We're going to have the before pictures. We're going to go from that beautiful kitchen, but then you're making these people, these are the lucky winners. Tell me about that.
Well, their names are Rebecca and Brian Quartz. They were fortunate enough to win. They had a really kind of old kitchen. Melinda was able to go meet with them and kind of talk with them about the design process. So
Melinda, what were they? I know they were just beside themselves, yes, right? Tell us.
They were so excited. This is a 1960s home.
Okay.
The cabinets have never been changed. So I mean, they were all plywood cabinetry. It's good cabinetry still.
Yeah.
But they're old and dated, and they're the typical slab. And everything else had been basically done in the home except for the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And they were just so excited.
Now, this is actually when you gutted it. You took everything. Did you end up taking the sheetrock off the walls?
Well, you can see the refrigerator there to the right. There's actually a door that's behind it. So we, instead of doing leaving that door there, they went ahead and opened it up, and they extended that out so they had more room for the refrigerator. And then they took out the soffits. The window was painted. The flooring still needs to be finished. We're going to have a terracotta flooring, like a nice orange terracotta, along with those espresso cabinets.
So these are the espresso cabinets. Now, we have not installed the granite countertops yet.
No, the granite hasn't been installed, but you can see the cabinets are now going all the way to the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Can we show that before again, Andrew? Because I think that is such an impressive before and after. I mean, that's before. Wow. So they already had a nice refrigerator, so you were able to keep that refrigerator. And then let's see that after. Wow. I mean, in taking that to the ceiling, what a great tip right away. Instead of having that soffit or that, they used to, didn't they call that fur down, or what is that called, a fur down?
Yeah,
where
fur down soffit.
And so that space, literally 12 inches all the way around, was a trend back in like 70s, 80s, right? And but it's wasted space.
Yeah, and there's never usually anything in the soffit anyway. So it was just a trend.
And you know, even though it is so high up, that's okay. I have a step stool, and you could put things up there like your Christmas decorations or things that you use on occasion for parties. Those are the places you can sort of tuck things away, and it's not space that you use all the time, right?
Absolutely. I think it also aesthetically it just looks great when it goes right to the ceiling and you have a little crown molding. I mean, it just looks, I think it looks a lot better.
Now, were these 8-foot ceilings?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Anytime you have 8-foot ceilings, it's best to take it all the way up to the ceiling. There was also the blind corner cabinet, which is on the wall. Yeah. They made sure that they said, we definitely don't want one of those. And that's where you can open it up and it kind of goes all the way back to the wall. They just wanted it, you know, just real clear cut. You open the cabinet, you can get to access to all what's in there instead of going all the way back to the wall.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
And the island that's in there was not there before.
Right.
So they have another workspace right there in front of their stove.
I mean, what a Christmas these people are going to have.
Oh, I told them, I said, this is going to be the best Christmas you ever had.
Oh, that's fantastic. I bet they can't wait to get in there and do their little Christmas cookies. That's so much fun. And so you're also going to be continuing getting pictures, right? And then you'll post them on your Facebook as well.
We'll post it on your Facebook, and we'll also update it so everybody can see the absolute finished product, and I think people are going to be really blown away.
That's fantastic. Well, now, for all those who didn't win, I know, let's cry about it, but we want to make sure that you can get the kitchen and bath of your dream. Let's talk about that a little bit, Melinda, about what do you do when we get started? What's the first thing that people can do to, you know, decide what they do want and what they don't want? Because there's so many things, like I knew that I wanted a pot filler, but you know, I wanted that over the stove, and I wanted to be able to fill up a pot. And my son asked me the other day, he said, do you ever use that? Absolutely. We use it all the time, and you can access it, sort of like your third water feature. But how do you help people decide? Because some people might not ever use that. How do you decide?
Well, you know, it's best to first start out with a budget. To figure out how much you want to spend on the cabinetry, because as a designer, I'm going to take that and I'm going to say, I'm going to kind of give you the biggest bang for your buck, so to say. Right. Because I can take that and say, okay, well, we can put it here, we can put it here, we can put it here. Right. And then they make a list of all the things that they absolutely want, a list of maybe things that they do not want, because when I'm designing, I can take that list and I can say, okay, well, I'm not going to put that in there, or I am going to put this in here.
Sure. Because when you're actually drawing out the space on your CAD drawing, and you've got to know what it is that you're doing. Now, one thing that would help them a lot is coming to your showroom, because then they could see the bells and whistles. Because some people might think, well, I don't really know what I want. I haven't remodeled a kitchen in 15 years. What is even out there? And you have a showroom that they can come, pull the drawers open, kind of test drive it, if you will.
Yes. Yep. They can come to the showroom. They can open up cabinets. You know, there's pull-outs in the drawers. There's inserts that you can put right into the drawer. Right. Up in the wall cabinets, there's pull-outs of spice racks. You know, they have to just look at everything in detail.
And it's kind of like you're helping them assess how they actually live, and you'll go out to their home too and assess how are you functioning in your kitchen, what are you actually using, what do you not use. Do you need, in our kitchen, we needed more square footage countertop space. We just didn't have enough prep area, and we gained almost 16 square feet on the countertops just by adding in. Islands are a great way to do that. One thing that you say is go check out some of the home centers, because one thing that people have is sticker shock.
Yes.
What do you do about that? How do you help them combat that?
Well, I mean, that's part of figuring out your budget, is checking all those things out, seeing how much one insert costs or one cabinet, something like that. You know, a big pantry cabinet is a big expense, but it might be something that they don't need. You know, there's other ways to configure that. So it's kind of assessing what their family needs. If it's a whole family, there's children involved. If there's just 2 people, how much they cook.
And sometimes whether or not you want an overhang on your that island, sometimes you may not have the room to do that, but if you're going to be seated in that space, you're going to need an overhang, and you need the space to do that. But I find that most people are sticker shocked on anything if they haven't bought it within 15 years, whether it's a pair of shoes or, and of course you bought shoes in 15 years, but a big ticket item like that, a car or a home or a remodel, if you haven't gone out, if you haven't thumbed through, do your homework. Write down the things that it's like, this is a must-have. I absolutely must have a pull-out spice rack because I use a lot of spices. And listen, if you're a person that uses salt and pepper and that's it, and you're not a real exotic, and I know some people like that, having a spice rack would be a waste of space for you. But you might be a person who, I know somebody who actually collects shot glasses, and she needs a place to put all of these. We've got some pictures of some of the cabinetry, kind of a work in progress, and let's look at that to see what it is that you've done and how you've used the space.
Yeah, you can see where the oven cabinet, double oven cabinet is. That was totally torn out. That is a big waste of space in this particular spot because, I mean, as far as the space that's available, you don't want to use all the way from the floor all the way to the ceiling. You want to create more countertop space.
Okay, okay. And now this is a beautiful countertop. Is this, do you also provide countertops?
Yes, we have granite. One thing that people do find that's most sticker shock, I think, is the quartz. Some people think that the quartz is going to be less expensive than the granite, but actually it is more.
Yeah, it's a composite, and it's one of those things that is impermeable by any sort of you know, chemicals or germs, and you can, but you really sort of pay for that. Now, what is the name of this cabinetry?
This is Bristol oatmeal.
Okay. All right, and this is another picture, and I think we've got another. Now, what is this? I couldn't figure out what was in behind. This is, I guess, where they're assessing some of the wiring. I would say that this is probably behind the. Anyway, somebody sent that to me. Anyway, next. But this is during the remodel. So this is one thing. Let's talk about this, is remodeling. Some people are sitting there and they're thinking about their cabinetry, and they're thinking, I have a you know, a wish list ready and ready to go for 2015. I know what I want. What is the next thing? And this is another beautiful piece as well. What can they do? Come into your showroom, set an appointment, and you'll take them through, you'll go to their home, take them through the process of helping them come up with the wish list. Do you have like a list for them of what you have available, or do you just take them around the showroom?
The best thing is to kind of do your homework a little bit before you come in and check out, you know, all the stores, home stores, whatever that you can. Go online, look on some different sites like House or something to look at some different options, and then to come in and make an appointment with one of the designers and go over everything in detail. And it usually takes about an hour.
Okay, good deal. Well, you all have shared so much with us, and congratulations on, you know, making these homeowners so happy. And we look forward to also seeing the rest of the finished product as well. So good to have both of you on the show. Well, it's party time, and you know, Ilex for Flowers, they do such a fantastic job. Look at this beautiful floral that they sit on. Listen, if you're having a party, one of the most important things that you're going to need is your flowers to be on time. And they have provided the flowers for our show for 2 years now, and they're always on time. You can contact them at 736-5200 and tell Dwayne over there that I said hello. Well, coming up, it's one of my favorite parts. It's our Cheers Corner. We'll hand out the party favors and make our toast right after the break. We'll be back.